Hello friends, welcome back to this channel. Today I want to show you guys how to make this beautiful scrunchie. It's very beginner friendly. You don't need to have so many technical ideas in your mind at this point. It's very easy to make and it doesn't even take long. So these are the materials that you need for making this scrunchie. You need any yarn that you have. You don't need to have like very complicated yarn. I'll be using this yarn and I'll be doubling the strand. You don't need to do that. Any 4-waisted yarn or 3-waisted yarn can be used. I'm doubling the strand because I want it to look a bit chunky, not like very thin. That's why I'm going to use double strands of this robin yarn. The next we'll have a pair of scissors, of course, for cutting the strands when you're done. And you're going to be using a 3.5mm hook for this project. So the hook will determine what kind of yarn you use or what kind of yarn you're using for this project. So you also need a tapestry needle for sewing in your ends when you're done. And lastly, you need this headband because you're going to work around it. So let's get into the video. So before if you want a written pattern of this scrunchie, I'll link it down below. You can go and check it out. So the first thing you do, you're going to tie your yarn around the headband. Make it a bit tighter so that it doesn't get loose. And you get your hook. Remember, we're using a 3.5mm hook for this project. It's determined by the size and the type of yarn that I'm using. So you are going to make the first round. You're going to do single crochet around the headband. That will be our first step. So you're going to crochet around it by putting your hook under the headband, and you're going to make a single crochet. So you're going to make a single crochet all around the headband. Don't mind about the tie that is being left behind. You can either crochet it round as you continue, or you can cut it off at the end of the project. It really doesn't matter. So what you're going to do right now, you're going to be squishing over the yarn. Whenever you crochet, you try to pull it together so that it doesn't leave too much gap in between. I would recommend you to use the same color of yarn with the same color of headband so that it doesn't show the differences that much. So let's continue crocheting, single crochet around the headband. So you make sure it's all straightened up. The double crochet part is facing outside of the inside round. So when you've come to the end of this first round, you're going to slip stitch at the top of your very first single crochet. So we are done with the very first round. So round 2, you're going to normally I repeat the same thing, but if you want it like stiff and chunky and very neat, we're going to do double crochet. We're going to chain 1 and 2, then 3. So in each and every stitch, we are going to put 2 double crochet in each and every stitch. Remember not to skip any stitch, because if you skip any stitch, it will become a bit loose. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to put in the same loop we're going to put another double crochet. Then the second one we shall put a double crochet, 2 double crochet in the same stitch, two double crochet in the same stitch, two double crochet in the same stitch. We're going to continue like this until you've come to the end of this round. So basically the second round is just 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and as you continue, you're going to see that your ruffles are beginning to form. Right now it's hard to notice, but when you continue, you're going to see that kind of effect on your yarn, on your project. So as you can see, the ruffles are beginning to form. So you continue doing that. I'll meet you at the end right here. Then I'll show you what to do next. So we're almost at the end of round 2. That was our very last one. So you're going to slip stitch on top of the 3 chains that you made at the beginning. You're going to slip stitch it right here. So this is the very end of the second round. You can see the ruffles trying to form itself right now. Some people would end on this round, but I want it to look a bit bigger and chunky when you put it on your head. It's more beautiful compared to stopping at this level. So in the third level and the very last row, we are going to crochet 3 double crochet in each and every chain. We're going to add 3 in each chain. Okay, so you're going to start the next round by chaining 3, 2 and 3. So in the same stitch where the 3 chains are, you're going to add 2 more double crochet. And in the next one, you're going to put 3 double crochet. One, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Let's continue doing that. That is going to be the pattern from now on until the end of this row. Now, the more you crochet the 3 double crochet in the same stitch, the more ruffles you'll notice. And it's the ruffles that make the scrunchie really beautiful. That's why I would not stop only in the second row. The second row is fine. It looks like beautiful when you have just the little scrunchie you need. But if you put the 3 double crochet in the same stitch as your last row, the ruffles are more beautiful compared to the first one. At the end of this project, you also notice how beautiful it is. Most people prefer using bright colors because they want it like to match their outfit. So you can use different types of colors if you want it to match your beautiful outfit. I love this the crochet chunky because it's puffy, it's a bit chunky, so when you put it on your head, it's easily visible and it's always neat. So we're going to continue doing this same stitch, 3 double crochet in the same stitch until we come to the end of this row. Remember, you can use any type of yarn you want. You shouldn't restrict yourself on only one type of yarn. So you can now see how beautiful the ruffles are forming, right? They are so pretty. So let's continue doing that. I'll meet you at the end of this row right here. See how beautiful the ruffles are turning up. We have come to the end of the 3rd round. Remaining one stitch right here. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to slip stitch on top of the 1st double crochet. I mean the 3 chains that we started with on this row. You slip stitch it right there. When you chain 1, pull your yarn and then you cut it. So you can continue as many rounds as you want. For the next round you can do 4 double crochet in the single stitch, or you can even repeat 3 double crochet in the same stitch depending on how chunky and how heavy you want it to be. So right now you're going to weave in your ends using your tapestry needle. It doesn't matter really whether it's on the back or in the front, but I love sewing my ends at the back. People have different ways of weaving in ends. So for me, I normally follow the double crochet behind like this. So yeah, that is it. Cut off the excess yarn, and yeah, you have your cool scrunchie that you made by yourself. You should be very proud of yourself for making this scrunchie. See how beautiful it is. Let me try it on and I see how it looks on my head. So if you want to see more tutorials like this, anything that you want, keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.